Hey everybody, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
It's Friday. Good to see everybody. Hey, we're coming to you live from the community building. And if you look behind us, there's a big hole. We put a septic tank in today. And these are some of the people who were here working today. So special shout out to Gypsy, he was here. And then of course the entire Amber's clan, right? Because they were here as well. Guys, we're gonna do a little bit different tonight. I'm not gonna do a slideshow or any of that. We're gonna just sit and talk about what are the things we should be doing now, you know, with everything going on in the world. And so, but first things first, this is B. Hi, B.
Hello.
Yep.
Are we supposed to talk this way?
No, you can talk whatever you want. It'll pick up. You're fine. Everybody hear us okay?
Sound check. 1, 2, 3.
I know they can. So we are blessed to have Silver Lining. Silver Lining. Say hi.
Hi guys.
You want to tell them anything about you?
No,
No.
I'm here in Kansas this week and next week.
Yeah, we're getting ready for the festival, right?
Fall festival.
Fall festival.
And I am Scott, and this is my beautiful, sexy wife, Nikki.
Okay.
Here, you know, there's worse things he could say to you.
This is true. This is true.
Yep, and Scott and Nikki have a homestead about 20 miles from here. Is that about right? Somewhere like
Pretty
that?
close.
Yeah. They've got food for us, lots of animals, lots of good stuff going on. They got a well we all would dream of having, right? I would dream of having it. And we might get lucky and Life with Mike and Jen might pop into the live at some point, right?
Nice.
As they're getting closer and closer. We've got a lot going on. Hey, I want to real quick, because a couple people in here. Gratitude for Grace. I wanted to first of all say I had a blast in Tennessee hanging out with you guys. You guys are great folks, and no matter what community you find yourself in, that community will be blessed to have you. And then Tim Riley's also in the house. I've seen him in Tennessee last week as well.
I was going to say thank you for the goodies from Gratitude for Grace.
Yes.
Gratitude to Grace.
Yes. So anyway, I just wanted to say hello. I don't know how good I'm going to be at getting all the hellos in, but we're going to give it a real quick run over, and then we'll get chatting. How's that sound? All right, Helen, welcome in. Good to see you. Terminator. Yeah, good to see you. Where are we at here? RN says finally back. Squatchy is in the house. What's up, buddy? Kent, good to see you. The greatest name on the internet. Everybody. That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Let's see here. Gypsy's in the house. Long time no see. Lindsay Freeze, good to see you. Instigator, welcome in. I would welcome Silver Lining in, but she's sitting here. Leela, good to see you. Betsy De La Rosa, hello. No lives complete without a
Pack rat.
so
I know. Wasn't anticipating it.
Yep. Gratitude to Grace, good to see you again. Tim Riley as well. Lazy Loper, I hope you're keeping Squatchy under control. Will be cool. Good to see you. Real life trad wife. They were here today. Pretty cool. By the way, real life trad wife says, laugh out loud, Scott, Rowdy won.
He sure did.
Gary Davis, good to see you. Hey, Nidos is in the house, and you guys, everyone, put a big congratulations out there for Nidos. They got their solar system, the grid down, installed this week.
Woo!
Yeah.
Congrats.
And all that work they went through to do that. That was you talk about bureaucracy. They could write a book on bureaucracy. But anyway, Barbara, welcome in, and Aljo, sharpshooter. He was here as well. Guys, we had him on the live, and no one asked him why he's not a sharpshooter. Totally disappointed.
We know.
We know. Let's see here. Jim Botho, good to see you. Redneck, hello, hello. And Serve Friends, good to see you. Stephanie Terry. Hello, good to see you. Let me see here. Loved your recent podcast with Billy Bond. Yeah, cool. I like Billy. He's a good guy. He's really gotten in the fight. And you got to love that. You got to respect anybody who's willing to, you know, put it out there. Let's see here.
Welcome.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, the beautiful Louise Wesley, because I get in trouble for saying your name too fast all the time. And of course, Life with Mike and Jen. Let's see. It says, pull up a pile of dirt and get comfy. Yep. Amen to that.
Yeah, because all the piles of dirt.
Yep. Nitty gritty, not pretty, says Solar. I'm currently going over the last few months of expenses to try and talk the husband into at least a partial solar system. What a great way to start our conversation tonight. Right there, what is it we should be doing? And guys, I'm going to tell you, energy is number one on my list. Without energy, you're going to do everything with your back. So I would encourage everybody to get energy, but let's see what everyone else wants. But first, Indiana Mike, ahoy, my friend.
Ahoy, brother.
Yeah, Scott, what do you think is most important?
Oh, water. That was our priority. We're got the well drilled and we're
Check.
And not only a well, tell them about your well.
I think we were pretty lucky. They put it right where my wife told them to drill, and bam, lots of water. So 10 to 12 gallons per minute. We are truly blessed, but it's not tied into the house yet. So
Anything, yes.
right,
But you got it coming out of the ground.
yes.
Hard part done.
Yes.
You know, when afternoon in the skid loader and we can get to your house.
How'd you know where to put it?
I didn't.
You just wanted it there?
I said, he said, pick a spot. And I'm like, okay, here.
Right there.
Right
Nice.
here.
Right.
Most people don't get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
no,
Well, they did have to drill. We were sweating.
Yeah.
What, 100 feet?
172 feet.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was deep.
But zone 0, she says, I want it right here. And he goes, okay.
Yeah. I thought they would, you know, tell us where
Yeah.
it would be more feasible.
He's like, well, I'm looking around the area. There's some old wells here. They're deep, but you should have water wherever you want to drill. And Nikki goes, I want it right here by my back door.
Yeah.
And boom.
So you had the water all tested and all that? What quality of water? Pretty good too, right?
Yeah.
He tested it before he left. We haven't.
We haven't drank it since he blew it out and cleaned it out. And that was, Yeah.
2 years ago.
yeah. No, you're.
Do you have it hooked up to an outside faucet
We
or
have
anything?
nothing yet.
No.
Not yet. So
Where?
we trenched and we put in hydrants in the back, and then
And those are operable.
not yet.
Okay.
So then we have to trench out the front and put 3 more hydrants in. And the lines are in the house, but then we gotta do all that.
Oh, but they're in.
They're in the house.
Oh,
Yeah. That was the scary part.
Yeah, because then after we trenched and got the lines in, our trenches filled up with water because then it rained for like a week straight.
Right. So we had
Of
4
course.
feet of water
And then it
next to the holes that I had just drilled and patched the day before.
Yeah, and we were worried that it wouldn't be patched and sealed and it would just all flood into the house, but it didn't, thankfully.
So water was my priority. What do you think is most
hey, real quick, welcome in, Mo. How you doing, buddy?
I'm with Tag on the energy. That's my dream, is to have solar already.
Well, because at the end of the day, you're not going to move it out of that well without it.
Yeah.
You got to have some power source,
Right,
right? Or you're
Right.
carrying it with your back,
right,
you know?
yes.
And, as we grow our infrastructure, like up at the animals, in the wintertime, she's carrying buckets.
Yeah.
She's chopping
Breaking-
ice with an axe.
Yeah. That's what I've been doing.
I have a great picture. I'll post it one of these days, but I took it of a bee out down at the pond, but it is just horrible outside. She's all bundled up like an Eskimo chopping ice.
Yeah, trying to get
Yeah.
warm.
Yeah, yeah.
And cows can have some water so they can
Yeah.
get water.
Hey, Christine, welcome in, and Starla, welcome in. Good to see you guys.
But yeah, Scott and I like the winter chores
Mhm.
and Scott likes the summer chores. So
Works.
yes.
Yeah.
So if I'm too hot, I'm just in the house, but
How,
he
how nice
doesn't.
will it be though if you don't got to carry water? If you got all your spigots up everywhere,
twice
I
a
might
day?
cry.
right? You might cry.
I might cry.
You got to videotape that. shit.
If it happens this year, I might cry
Mhm.
because I don't know that it will happen this year, but that's okay. I get up, we get up earlier in the winter and I take 5 gallon buckets and I ship them all out there and
From the house?
from the kitchen sink. And
Mo
take it all
Mo
the way
just
out to the
posted that
farm.
he just got his well working after 3 weeks of no water.
Oh
He
my
had a fitting
goodness.
break
Mo.
down in the well.
Oh, dang.
Oh yeah.
How do you stop that from happening?
I don't know that you stopped that from happening. I don't know.
That's wow. Sorry to hear that, Mom.
Yeah, and Terminator said, I've been chopping ice and hauling water for 5 years.
Yeah.
Of course Terminator has.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, but Terminator, you're 6 of us.
Yeah.
Saying,
Yeah. Hey, Terminator, this is the Kansas Terminator right
It
here.
is.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. That's right. We call her Command Ann.
Yes.
There's a reason for that. Lisa, what do you think? What should we be focusing on?
I think it's all important, but what am I focusing on right now? Just trying to find a place.
Yeah, shelter.
Right. Yes, shelter.
Right.
So.
So I get emails all the time. I got one today from a lady who, I guess I'm not sure it was a lady. Could have been either. I'm not sure. It was just an email, but talking about how they got to get out of the city. You know, what's land cost out here? What, those kind of things because of the correct chaos, that goes on in there.
Yeah.
But you've got some interesting skills. You make lots of potions and lotions, right?
Wood witch, is that what you called
Yeah.
me the other day?
Well, this whole crew would be a Wood Witch crew, just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Even Scott would be in the Wood Witch crew.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would be the outsider. So I'm not a Wood Witch. Would you agree?
I agree. Yes.
Yeah.
I have to chase you around with my potions.
Pretty much. Yeah. Steve, what do you think?
I think water.
Mhm.
I think that's probably. Oh, that's a bug.
I wish it was close. You guys could see that face.
That's
That was
how it
awesome.
always happens. Yeah, because we were stop.
What did you think?
Nothing. Because when we were hauling the water in the other house that we were in, watching you carry it from the outside, and it was not cold at all,
Mhm.
but having to bring rainwater in and boil it to do a bath, and then it was like, all right, the least dirty goes first,
Right.
and then the next person, and then by the time that third person's in there, it's like you're glad to have a bath, but used bath water kind of stinks.
Mhm.
So I guess that's what a hot tub is, right?
Yeah. Essentially.
You just get in it and sit in people's dirt,
That's gross.
It is gross.
Go jump in the hot tub.
little hair flying past you. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I think water. When we got water into the house, that was a big deal.
Would you feel the same about that dirty bath water if it was all cold water?
Yeah, probably
Because the one thing that makes it hot is energy.
yeah, we boiled it on the stove.
Well, wood stuff.
Oh,
It's still energy,
we had
Sure.
that's right. We had all the power out at that time.
What are you looking at?
I was just watching the dog.
We had all the power out at that time, so we had no water into the house, no heat, nothing in. So we had to bring water in after boiling it outside, and then carrying it up the back deck stairs into the tub, and couple of pots of the cold, a pot of the hot, couple pots of cold, a pot of the hot, trying to get that so we can sit in it for
Yeah.
a few.
Wow.
It was an adventure.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I know you can only live, so many days without water. You can only live so many days without food. You can only live so many days. Man, I put energy up there because what it does is a force multiplier. You're never going to get to everything without it, and just like today, how long was that taking us to do with a shovel?
Yeah, but if you had
Weeks.
if you had no water to replenish to drink while you were doing that, then good luck.
Well,
Copy,
do
keep
it.
going,
You
keep
can still do it with the shovel, right?
You
You
can.
cannot do it without water.
you cannot do it without water, which is why you have big water stores in
Yeah.
many places.
And
Right?
before we had water, I was going and getting those jugs filled up at Walmart and bringing it home and running it through the Berkey.
And those were the good days.
Why is that?
Babe, my fondest memory of this whole life, personally, was the day the hot shower turned on for the first
I
time.
bet that was amazing.
Because that was, like, I never look at a shower the same now. After going without and doing it cold and doing it, outside.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
trying to build morale, but it's pretty hard when you're freaking cold, and wet. You're trying to take a shower outside.
Right.
It's just
Yeah.
like, this sucks. And he was like, I'm singing in the rain. And I was like, okay, good job.
We got through.
Yeah, we got through.
Yeah.
But that hot shower was pretty nice.
You guys got any stories like that? Things from the beginning that you would have done different? You
Now,
know?
we didn't rough it
Mhm.
really at all. Okay. But we have put up fence and we have moved fence and we have redone fence enough to where if we were to ever move, which I feel like we're going to stay there forever because I won't. I mean, we've made it to where we can. Everything's easier now. But I told Scott, I'm like, we can't move. I don't want to put up more fence anymore. Even though we still have fence to go.
Yes, so if we became millionaires and could get within a mile or
Sure.
two from here, we would pay somebody to put up fence.
That's hard. It's a lot.
And we don't have equipment. So it's
Yeah.
like I cracked my head open,
Because
had 6 staples. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
How
now,
did you get the post hole counter on top of your fence?
well, here's what happened.
heavy.
I was doing this and I caught the
Show us that
lip
again.
of it,
Like
yeah,
this?
this.
Okay.
and I caught the lip of it on top of I pulled it up too high, caught the lip and it said bang. And I was like, oh, that hurt. And then I was like, oh no, I'm
blood
bleeding.
everywhere, blood everywhere. And
But I didn't pass out.
no, and then she's like, get her inside, get it cleaned up. And I was like, babe, you're going to need stitches. She's like, oh, I don't need to go to the
I
doctor.
think I'm fine.
I was like, well, I could, throw some of those Band-Aids on, but I'm going to have to shave it to do it. She's like, maybe we'll go. Maybe we'll go to the doctor.
Yeah.
So,
we couldn't tell how extensive it was, but I was pretty concussed as well. So now I haven't put in another post.
I do them all.
My husband does that for me because he's amazing.
Yeah.
But I wire everything up.
You know, your husband doing it for you being amazing is another form of energy, right?
Yeah, really.
It
I mean,
is.
we're using.
Look at you, you're sticking with it.
Dude, it is. The thing I've learned, everything is energy.
Yeah,
The wood that goes in your stove, energy in our arms, right? I mean, it all comes down to how
Well,
you
You could look at water as being energy, right? It's a force.
true.
Oh, if you're
Right.
moving it, absolutely, it could be energy.
Right. It can make energy,
Absolutely.
but you putting it in your body gives you the energy to continue on. So, yeah.
You ever been looking into like water batteries and stuff? Because they store energy in it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the whole premise, that's a well.
Yeah.
A water well.
Yeah.
But they don't have to have water, but
Yeah.
they work more efficiently.
Yeah.
I believe.
So everything that's going on in the world, would you guys have done anything different on your farm? Would you put your chicken coop closer or further away? Had a bigger garden, smaller garden, less animals, more animals?
I want more animals.
Different kind?
Well, not necessarily. We want to grow our sheep flock because I only have a mom and a dad, and she thankfully had twins this year, which was nice. But then, I mean, that's not sustainable enough if that's all the meat source we had. So I'd like to have sustainable meat, not just a cow. And I think the sheep would be easier to, if push came to shove, we'd butcher it ourselves. Get all
So
that.
is this, before I do that real quick, Mary Michelle, welcome in. David Sonia at Michigan, welcome in. Dan Platt, good to see you. I think I'm caught up. Yeah. Squatchy says St. Croix sheep.
Think about
That
it.
the way to go?
That's what he told me to tell you.
Are
Yeah.
those delicious?
I bet you they're delicious. Yeah. And
That's probably what he has.
yeah, Squatchy and Lazy Loafer, they're in California, but they got quite the deal going out there.
Yeah.
So, I would put
So
some
you
weight,
want to bring
weight in that.
different bloodline in.
Yeah,
It's California, but yeah.
yeah, and we're trying to get our pigs to procreate. Not sure what's going on there.
They're old enough. They're
Yeah.
just not.
So we'll see.
Yeah, you just got to get out there and help them get in the mood.
I don't know. It was
Play
wild.
some music,
This
Play some soft music, give them some flowers.
candlelight.
it was wild. And the way everybody was acting. Yeah.
He wants to pull into the camera.
About 3 more feet, he'd have been down in a hole.
A big hole.
Hey, Stan Guthrie, welcome in.
Oh, yes.
I'm a little late to the party.
Jen, put that up.
Got her tinfoil hat.
No way.
Now remember, we're talking about the ladies, they need to create the club, like the Red Hat Club, right? And, oh my goodness. Oh, and he's got one too, all right.
There's a stage 5 alien invasion around here.
Did we come to the right
Oh
meeting?
my goodness.
Chair here. What up, big dog?
Straight from our new.
Oh, please be careful.
Yeah, don't fall down that.
Screwed up Mike, so you can see your hat. Oh, look
Oh,
at that.
man.
Oh, there's the camera. Hey, guys.
That was this meeting, right? Did we come to the right place?
Yes.
Yeah.
How come nobody else is wearing a tinfoil hat?
Yeah.
I know, right? Need one. Oh,
I was thinking pirate hat, but tinfoil.
tinfoil, that's good. How was the drive?
It's relatively uneventful, thankfully.
Okay.
Well, everybody, Mike and Jen. Yep, howdy, howdy. They can't see you where you're at.
No.
Okay.
You gotta shoot up.
I'll come sit on Jen's
I'm
lap.
just
Oh!
I'm just not pushing going back. I feel like they put me in the middle of this hole for, in case I say something wrong, they just tip me back.
Here, Mike.
We can slide around. How far can we go
Keep
around?
going, keep going,
Just
keep
put
going,
your hands here for a
keep
minute.
going.
So,
Keep going. There we go. You're good right there. All right.
All right. Now it's fucking quick.
I know. It's a long way down.
Looked like you were gonna drive in it.
Hey,
Swap
how you doing, kid?
Marshall.
Good to see you.
our, and right, favorite Tracy people. How we doing?
Good.
So glad you guys are
Yeah.
Happy to be
So
here.
guys, so you know, the crew's together because we're gonna put a septic system in for the community building prior to the fall festival, which is in a week.
Yes.
So that's why we're all here, is to do those kind of things. But I told everybody, anybody that was still here at 7 was getting on the live with me. So here we are. They kind of got
Wait.
voluntold.
Really.
Where did B go?
She'll be back.
Man, like a fart in the wind.
So we were going around.
She'll be back.
What's the most important thing for you guys right now? Like the importance of keeping the radio waves off
To
your.
protect your brain. You're nothing if you don't have your brain, you know?
True story.
I love that.
It's worked really good so far.
Oh, no, well,
I'm hoping I can collect a little bit more. It's like an antenna.
Would that be energy?
Yeah, that would be
Good.
right now. How do we store it?
Tag. These two are on energy.
Yeah, what we're talking about is what's with everything going on in the world today, what should the priorities be? What should we all be working on? What's most important? And we've kind of gotten to water and energy.
Those are critically important because without those kind of things, you don't have food security. Sorry.
Well, Bethany.
All that other fun stuff.
So, energy in what form? You talked about solar, yes.
Yeah.
Fuel storage.
Yeah, we talked about firewood, talked about the energy in our arms, right?
Yeah.
Energy is a lot of things. You know, people say energy and they think, okay, electricity.
I would say the number one thing would be health.
Oh,
Because,
Yes.
because without your health,
Right,
none of that
that
stuff
earlier.
really matters. And when you say energy in your arms, you
Yeah.
gotta, I know right now, because I'm battling with just so many like
Yeah.
nerve things and
Yeah.
beat ups that have torn me down. And I realize just how hard life becomes when your health isn't, going in your favor. So
But I think with enough attention and enough heads up, enough lead time, there are things you can do now that will take less physical energy later. The way we design our gardens, right? The way we do everything. I mean, right, how we move water. I mean, that's your world, right? The way we do these things, can we make it to where it takes less and less energy as we age because we're all getting older, right?
yeah,
Especially be
Yeah, but health.
Bees getting older.
Yeah.
Just me.
Only me.
Only me. This is therapeutic right here.
Oh yeah.
We're all-
We got both of them. That's Violet. Rosie's right. Come here, Rosie.
And she's like,
No, she's
"No."
over
There
there.
we go. I'm over here.
Come here. Come here.
Almost.
There she got us now.
There we go. We got her. We got her.
These are an important
Yes.
piece of the puzzle too, because I mean, one time when we were out here, I came outside to go to get in my truck at nighttime, and they came out just like slinking in from the dark, and she came around and leaned up against my leg and had her head to my back. You know, like she was looking out that way. You know, that piece of the puzzle as well. To
Security.
have that piece of security. Yeah, she's watching out, protecting her people and the farmyard. So.
These
Yeah.
guys are silent assassins.
Oh yeah.
They are. Yeah, they are. And I think it's about security is a layered thing, right? Scott, you know all about that,
Oh, yeah.
right? And
Layers for sure.
how many hurdles, do you put them through? I don't know. I mean, I think that we should get back to storing more food. I think we should get back to growing more food.
Yeah.
Kind of a bad time of year for that, but
And
the
canning.
growing part. Canning. Yeah, you guys doing any of that stuff now?
I had to, so we took the cow to the butcher, and I had vegetables because I had a very productive garden in
2 years ago.
2 years ago, and those vegetables were still in my freezer.
Mhm.
So I had to get rid of, I had to make a freezer space. So I made marinara, and I made tomato sauce, and I actually canned it. And it was the first time I canned. Well, first time I water bath
Mm.
canned. So
10 gallons. After
I
blanching,
thought it was 20.
was it 20 gallons of tomatoes?
It
It
was
was.
Awesome.
I think it was
Lots
20
of
gallons.
tomatoes. Like the whole freezer was full of tomatoes.
That was after we blanched.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
I think if you look at it in a way of like, well, how many pints or quarts do I use a week? And you've got 52
Right.
weeks in a year. Are
Right.
you making lasagna? Are you making spaghetti? Are you doing salsa?
Yes.
Like when you start putting it into that, like how often do we eat green beans or potatoes? Or when you break it down to weekly and then you look, how much do I need for the year for my family
Yeah.
of this many? That
And it
kind of puts it in a better perspective, I think.
Well, you need to take it a step further. What if your crops fail the next year?
Exactly.
Then what will you do?
Right.
So when you're putting up, keep putting up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? So you have that.
I guess ultimately, if you get to a point where like Nikki had too many or a lot from the year before, and if she doesn't end up utilizing that, you can turn around and turn it into animal feed. So
Right.
that's eggs or beef or whatever animals are going to eat that stuff too.
Yeah.
So
You guys ever
keep it in
done-
the loop.
Ever done like the chicken math, what it takes to eat a chicken one meal a day for 365 days? Because people say it's
One meal a day, chicken?
Yeah, if you were to eat chicken at one meal a day for 365 days, how many chickens that would actually take? Because it's not 365.
It's a lot.
Because you're losing some percentage
Sorry.
of layers.
Where you going?
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Sorry, it's our fault.
We have dog pressure.
We're like, these guys will pet us.
Yeah. They'll just sneak back in, but I've tried to do the math, and if you kept all the girls, now you need twice that many, right? You figure a 50-50 thing. So, and then you're gonna lose some percentage of them. So
Right?
you might have to have 800
Yeah.
chickens running at
Yeah.
one time to eat one, to have.
Yeah, because I bet you we lose 15 to 20%. We're a live or die farm. We don't, baby, we don't
Medicate.
medicate. It's a live or die. And I bet you we lose 15 to 20% of our layers.
Yeah, now do you guys make that choice? Do you do that on purpose?
Well,
I would like to say yes, we do it on purpose, but it's only because, it should weed out the sick
Mhm.
and the weak. We have a chicken that has no feet. She's just walking around on nubs because she went out in the cold and got frostbite.
yeah, that's
But
what
she was fine, and she's still fine.
Have you guys not thought to put little prosthetics on her?
No, not yet.
we're the live or die farm.
Yeah. But
Mike's got a bunch of chicken feed he could give you.
Yeah.
Super glue it right to the nuts.
Wire it together.
yeah.
Oh my goodness, no.
But yeah, she's, and she's still,
Laying and doing her thing.
Bee's got an ovens.
Yeah.
She's
She came that way.
got like knuckles.
yeah,
She don't have any toes.
yeah, that's how this chicken is.
Mhm.
And last year when it snowed so much, I had to actually, we have a chicken door that never, it's just a hole. So I had to shove hay in it and keep them all in the coop
Because they're so dumb.
because they would come out. And I'm like, guys,
You're losing feet, phalanges here.
yeah. So last year we did change them up pretty good
Yeah, better.
In the cold,
in the cold.
coldest of.
But we don't, you know, the first year we were like, oh, everybody needs heaters and everything else. And turns out they don't.
No,
I mean, they do need a little guidance.
not to go outside, but yeah, they don't need heaters. They don't need heat
And our
lamps. They don't.
chickens lay all
They
year.
have a nice, clean, insulated, but ventilated area, then they're fine. They don't need all that. And man, we have learned a lot in the
Yeah.
last couple of years,
Yeah.
haven't we?
We really have. I mean, our animals are very low maintenance. Like we don't feed our sheep. We're now rotationally grazing our sheep, our
High five.
goats, which is nice. And turns out with doing the rotation, that we don't have enough animals to keep it down.
Mhm.
So we can grow the flock.
Yeah.
And still nobody's starving.
Yeah, that's a good problem to have.
And they don't get feed. Our cow, she didn't get feed,
Just hay in the
just
winter.
hay.
Cottage Garden says it's kind of like the difference between a first child and a fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're on what?
We're
Year 3? Year 4?
four.
Year 4?
Mhm.
No, 3.
No, I think it's 4.
21.
That's when
22.
we started getting the goats, but we had.
We're young in our journey.
We had the chickens.
Jen, you think of anything else that's super important you should be doing right now?
Well, as evidenced by our journey and yours the previous couple of weeks, and these guys driving up and Lisa coming up, and it's important that you build that community.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Maybe somebody doesn't have this skill set, but they have that one, and to be able to network and learn off of each other. Oh my gosh, that has been such an amazing thing for me to learn so much
Me too.
from the different people that we've got around here. So,
Yeah.
I say without it, you burn out.
yeah.
And I don't have like the community that you guys have. We don't have the community that you guys have here. And man, trying to do it by yourself is just overwhelming, especially when you're starting from scratch. It would have been a different story for us if we moved into a place that was already
Yeah.
built.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
If you're that guy that's going to go out and pioneer and do it from scratch, man, you got to have community. There's
Yeah.
just I know why the Amish stick together.
Right.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And I think, you brought up health. Community is a direct involvement. You've got individuals that know about natural healing, herbalism, but also the mental health aspect of it, right? Tag always talks about tribulation training, right? This life is exhausting. And if you don't have somebody that can give you a pep talk or help you occasionally, like mentally, you're just drained, you're stressed.
Yeah.
And so I think, community energy is energy. Like if we were digging this with a shovel, it would have taken us weeks to dig, right? So, but because we had more people, we had proper equipment, it was quicker. The job was quicker. We had to give less energy of
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah.
So energy, that's good, but man, mental and physical health can just
It can make.
take you down.
But
Yeah.
aren't we energy?
Yeah.
So,
Well, I would argue we're a battery.
A salt battery.
We're a battery.
I think that we're more of a processor because we take energy in, process it, and put energy out.
Mm.
Yeah, but I would argue we're a storage of energy.
But, but only with input, right? So we're outputting. So I guess if we're getting the energy from the sun
And the food that we're eating.
and we're processing it,
And the water we're
The
drinking.
water we're
maybe
drinking.
maybe more of a
And then we're storing it for delivery. Right? I know I'm such a dork.
Hold on, maybe you should wear that.
I think it looks great on you. Did you guys make them on the way down?
like in the truck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we stopped at a Dollar Tree. We took a 1 mile detour to a Dollar Tree, jumped out, went in and grabbed this thing, ran back out, just kept going. We literally took tinfoil tape and put it over the intercooler exhaust tube of the truck that had a crack in it via Mike, the mechanic. Thank you very much for the advice to say I could throw some bubble gum and tie wire on that thing and drive it 5 hours across the country and make it here safe. So yeah, tinfoil is good for more than one thing.
And how much tinfoil do we have stored up now?
You said Mike the mechanic. You mean Might All Mike the mechanic?
Might All Mike.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm Might All Mike too. Or what else did you guys call me? Can we say that on
Oh,
here?
yeah. Hey, Nurse Wayne, welcome in. I probably missed some people here. Let me just check here. Mo says we're a storage of poo and it's all shit. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. I was not watching. I guess I'll just start right there. Hey, Rhonda Benefield, good to see you. Sorry if I missed somebody. I apologize. Just say hi again, and I'll jump on it. Maybe.
Hi again.
Hi again.
Hi again.
Yeah. So on community. So Scott, what do you love the most about having community?
I just kind of pointed it out. I mean, everybody in our community, whether it's, they live a mile from here, 5 miles, or hundreds of miles away, they're all amazing. Everybody that has the thought and power of community and wants to live this lifestyle, it's amazing. The benefits of it, the friendships, really, to me, it's the relationships. So it's amazing to have people that come into your community and have knowledge to help you, but really, it's the relationships, like getting to know the people, what they're passionate about, what their fears are, and helping them work through that, and they can help you work through yours. That's what I love about community.
Well, and every human's flawed, right?
Sure.
Everyone has an issue with their issues or, whatever it is. But I think it's beautiful to find those words amazing despite it all, right?
Right.
Because it's easy to jump on. It's easy to say I didn't get a fair shake or whatever, whatever it is. But Nikki, what do you think? What do you think the best thing is about community?
I like the camaraderie. I like the fact that we're all on our separate journeys, but we're kind of doing the same thing. And if you don't, like when I was water bath canning, I had no idea. And I was reading the book and it didn't say anything about the jars being cold because I'd let it sit in the fridge. And I was like, I don't know. And so, I texted a few people and they were like, yeah, go ahead. So I wouldn't have had that if I didn't have community. I would have been like, I don't know what I would have done, to be honest. I would have everything back up and did it like the book said when I didn't have to.
Do a cold pack.
Yeah, I did everything cold.
Turned out wonderful.
Yeah, I only had like one failed seal. Nice. Yeah.
Lisa, what do you like about community? You've been up here a bunch.
Yeah, I like people.
Yeah.
Everyone. I mean, great resources, great friendships, great knowledge. I'm always picking up something new every time, and usually many things from different people. And
Yeah, think of the skills you pick up on managing chicken feed. Like you have leveled up, girl.
Yeah.
You have leveled up.
Chicken foot expert.
I am the chicken foot expert.
Wait, I thought you were the elderberry picker expert.
Oh, she's good at that. She made many skills.
I
Many skills.
didn't get to share those skills up here this year, though. I have my own at home to take care of.
What do you think?
Community?
Yeah, what's cool about community?
What's cool about community is security. It's that feeling of like, if I'm in a pinch, there's more than one person I can call. And this community for me is different than it is for others, because the ones that are closer are more in contact where there's that give and take. And when we come, we invest
Yeah.
and so that's for down the road. So let's just say that we're in Arkansas and the ball drops and everything goes to hell. We know that we have networks far reaching that are not just, where we're at. So if we need to get out away from where we're at, that we have already invested into that community to be welcome, to be received, and to have, basically proven your weight in salt to say, hey, I'm here. I can contribute. I want to contribute. I want this to be here for everybody. And if, that's turning out to be a win-win for us. The relationships are wonderful. This is what it's all about. You guys came out, 2 weeks ago, and they drove 5 hours to come and help us build a wall. And like Tag said on the last live, like Mother Nature had her own plan for us. God has a different plan for us to do things. But the fact of the matter is that they were willing to go that mile to say, we recognize you. We want to, give back as well and reciprocate. And so that means that I'm working with people that are in it for win-win for everybody. And that's what's important, because you can have a community of people that are takers and you'll be the guy running around working and serving everybody. They're not paying back to you. Then it's not a community. That's just servitude to somebody that's not repaying. So this is an unspoken brotherhood, if you will, of men and women, families that are striving for something that should be preserved. And that's just that closeness, that you never rely on your fellow neighbor.
Nurse Lang said that community is the old school internet.
Right.
Yeah, what do you think?
I think that those are all good points. And to expound upon what Nikki was saying, and calling and like texting and like putting a message out there like, hey, I need help. And that I found that myself several times where I'm like, I don't know what to do this. Lisa, what's going on? Or B, what does this mean? Or Lou, can you help me? Whoever. And then somebody will answer that question for me or give me guidance or direction. And sometimes it's like Scott said, the mental health part, like, dude, I just need a friend right now. Everything is going the wrong way on every level. Like, my spirit animal has rabies and it's crazy. And, I just need you to talk me down a fletch. So that part to me is very, very precious.
Yeah. B, what do you think?
I think our community kind of reminds me of how our family was growing up, because you always had like people that got along better, people who were willing to get up and help, what can I do and what needs to be done. And then there's people who would rather sit and mingle, and there's, crazy Uncle Jim who, does whatever. And
I see, I'm sitting right here.
And there's some, just, how they were, how they are, how they live. And yet we can still come together and for the better of a festival, bring forth our best and put aside our worst or kind of put it on the back burner to come together and not start any shit while we're here and just enjoy the day. We can all get together for Easter and have that ham, and then we all go home and we're all doing a little of our own crazy stuff. And we accept each other the way we are, and we let bygones be bygones. And we're not all perfect. There are people who are still not letting bygones be bygones, but I think that they're limiting themselves and all of the others by not, water off a duck's back. We are all better together. So, and I think that if we are all still accepting of the people who are, for whatever reason, not wanting to participate or not wanting to come or not wanting to, be in the mix. I think that we are all here to say that, come on, let's go. Like, you're welcome. We're here. We're still here.
We want to win together.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
what do you need? What can we do? What has to happen? So,
Hey, citizen broadcasters in the house, I wanted to say hello and welcome in, and Mrs. Hacks as well.
Oh,
And, interesting talking about what you were saying, B, this right here is kind of the pre-crew. Oh, I'm not even in the camera. Kind of the pre-crew to the festival. We're going to put the sewer in and do a bunch of those things. But then you have other people who are on the live who are actually managing the event.
yeah.
Right? Who are there behind the scenes working to make
Yeah.
sure everything gets stuck together and put together so that we can all, kind of have a good time. For me, I think my favorite part of community is knowing that my wife, no matter what's going on, has somebody to call. That my kids have somebody to call. That if something was to happen to me, or I just wasn't here, an EMP went off and I'm down south and I've got a 4-day walk home, that there's someone to pick up the phone, or
If the phone works.
well, or walk across the street.
Yes. Right.
Walk down a mile down the road or whatever it is. Also because I travel, I go speaking and those kind of things.
Yeah.
When I was in Tennessee, I gave a speech on the mental side of freedom. Which was a new speech for me that I had never given before, but that gives me a pause and calm to know that you're okay,
Yeah.
that no matter what happens, it's going to be okay. And there's been times where I've been gone and, she's called the neighbor and said, can you come help? Tag's not here. I did it too on the well.
Yeah.
And when we dug our well up there, they said, okay, you're on the list. Could be 6 months. Next thing I know, I get a phone call that says we'll be there in 30 minutes.
Right.
I wasn't even here.
And he says, pick a place.
I wasn't here. But you don't want to go back on the list.
No.
No.
You want that well
Call
done.
Nikki and say, Nikki, where's the well?
We're going to call Nikki.
Yeah.
Yep, the well whisperer. But she called the neighbor and he came over and stood with that well the whole time.
Yep.
And managed that process because I couldn't be here to manage it.
Nice.
That's that to me, I think,
Priceless.
yeah. And then I also think with the world and everything that's going on, I don't think we count on the other system. So, so what do you count on? And it's each other. It's just the people around you, So just like leaving chicken feed, I don't know.
Yes.
I'm here for you.
This morning I got up and had to get some stuff done on the computer, and I go upstairs and I look out the window and silver lining, I can see her all the way across the pasture.
I thought she was still sleeping.
Messing with chicken feet.
Yeah, she was tending to your chicken feet.
Yes. I thought we
2
didn't,
pallets worth.
I thought we didn't have my property and your property. I thought we only had our property.
You're the one that said, yes, bring me some chicken feed.
I don't know, I felt like it was all my feet.
You emptied a few, didn't you?
Several.
Yeah, Design
It was
2 says
easy.
small town farming communities work extended family and totally took care of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, people ask me all the time, like when I'm traveling, they talk about, hey, so you guys are kind of like the Amish. I'm like, a little more like Little House on the Prairie. Right? Because about it, he had his farm and he worked his farm with raised his wife and he raised his kids, I guess kind of raised his wife. They kind of do that together, right?
Right.
But anyway, but if there was a fire, everyone came running. Right? So they have absolute total sovereignty, which the Amish don't have.
Yeah.
Right. So a little more like Little House on the Prairie. Do you think we're more like Little House on the Prairie or the Amish?
I'd say a
I don't.
little bit of both.
Yeah.
If the Amish and Little House on the Prairie got together and had a baby, it would be this great.
it'd be this committee.
Great.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Anything going on in the world you guys are keeping your eye on? Anything crazy?
Yeah.
All right. What do you got?
Crazy
Oh, tell us.
stuff, man.
Now, this is coming from the guy in the tinfoil hat. So you guys know. Okay.
There's aliens. I'm telling you, I was abducted. Anyways, no, I think there's just a lot of propaganda going on right now. Jen and I were talking about it on the way up about what's going on in Chicago and Seattle and the National Guard and the amplification of it. That's just made things a spectacle. And then we're seeing like a whole bunch of left-wing liberal people that we know that have like lost their minds over the whole thing, and it's truly derangement. Like there's no talking anything to them, and all you get back her response is orange man bad, and it's his fault. I look at it and say, where were you complaining when all of this was unfolding, when the problem was being created, instead of why are you complaining so loudly over the problem being solved because you don't like the way that it's being solved. It reminds me of the movies where the cop goes in and he destroys the whole town, but he gets the bad guy, and all they can do is yell at him for tearing up the town, not, praise him for getting the bad guy. So that's to me, so we said, okay, where'd the Black Hawk helicopter come from? Did it really land, and did people come out of it and do all these things like it was some dramatic movie? Do you know, was there anything ever discovered about a Black Hawk helicopter coming down with National Guard guys and a whole battalion of people to go
Well, so yes, there's videos that exist of that.
Okay.
Was it AI? Was it not? I don't know. Did it really happen or not? I don't know.
Right.
The
Guide
hyperbole,
me.
yeah, the hyperbole in it is just so amazing because I had to take a mental break from all of the craziness because I just felt like everybody is just gone so extreme on one side or the other, that how do you find that balance? You can see obviously what's happening, but I had to stop for a second. And then Mike pulled up a couple of videos and I'm like, some of the stuff makes it sound like it's a movie, and like SEAL Team 6 went in there and like zip tied in handcuffs. And we had talked about that because we've got several friends that are cops and stuff, and they will detain you and ask questions, and they'll put flex cuffs on you, not like zip ties and whatever, semantics. But I guess the hyperbole is just crazy. Like, why are we mountain molehiling so many things?
So I look at it like, if you had to zip tie a kid, yeah, that sucks. But was it for the child's safety? If it was for the child's safety, then so be it. It's
According to whom, though?
well, exactly.
Okay, who's making the decision that it was best for the kid?
Right.
Yeah, well, I guess it's a triage, if you will, when you go into the situation of, I don't know how many people were in the building, but there were a lot, and then they got like 37 Trinidad Arago guys in the process of all of it. But if you've got, let's say, 200 people in a building, 37, of them are bad guys. You don't know where they're spread out over this entire building, and every life matters. Did anybody lose their life in that situation? It didn't sound like it. So that to me is a successful mission. Yes, there's some trauma that came along with it, but better than the alternative of the bad guys getting you. But again, I go back to, why are you complaining about them cleaning the mess up? Where were all of your people to clean this mess up beforehand? Because the complaint is that you can use all the local law enforcement agencies to do the job and save a bunch of money and not have the military do it. Cool. Why didn't you do it? So
Or not allow it to happen in the first place. You have,
It wasn't just
yeah.
let it happen. It was engineered.
Well, of course.
I mean,
but I guess my point in all
you
of
can
that
wear this now.
is like, why it's the whole thing, and I've heard you say that so many times, the problem, reaction, solution. We're going to create the problem so that we can come in and act like the heroes and like fix it, but then it kind of backfired.
yeah. What's the worst 5 words you can hear?
Yeah, I'm from the
Yeah.
government.
I'm here.
Help.
I'm from the government.
Here to help.
I'm here to help. Like, whoa, no.
That's the challenge that I have, Mike, with your point, is that you're assuming who's the good guy and who's the bad guy. But I'm not so sure I know the answer to that question anymore.
If we're boarding illegals, I can kind of call which is the good guy and the bad guy.
Okay, but you're
Or at least what's better, the action that is beneficial to us, getting bad guys out of here. Now, whether the people doing it are corrupt, I don't know. I can't tell you what anybody is. I don't know I only know what I'm going on here. I can assume and I can trust. And if you give me reason to distrust, well, then sorry, you earned it.
right. Yeah, but I think again, my point to that would be that, look at LaVoy Finnegan. You know who that is?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so rancher guy up in Idaho, got in a pissing match with the, land management. They went back and forth, eventually they shot him killed.
Yep.
He was a domestic terrorist. So they say they're deporting these awful gangs, but again, it's wordplay a little bit. I mean, you're going under the assumption that what they're telling you is the truth in that story. I have a hard time believing it
Yeah.
because they've shown me over and over and over and over and over again. I give you 1,000 statistics.
So then what would be the reason why they're doing it?
So yeah, I mean, I think it's again politics, and then the left wants to control a vote, so they say that they bring them in, right?
Yeah.
But again, I'm not there, and you're not there, right? And so you're going off that spin of the left,
Right.
at that time, and now it's the spin of the right,
Right. They're doing it right in front of us.
right?
Like they're making us choose a side. How about we just be, good people that follow laws and, respect each other? Like,
Yeah.
it's hard to tell anymore, right?
That's the
The
problem.
left and the right, like, why? Start your own community, and we don't care if you're left or right, that you just respect everybody and you want to bring something to the table, right? I don't care if you're a Muslim or a Jew or a Christian or a Catholic. I don't care if you're left or right. Let's just find that middle ground, right? And because I think it's all propaganda. I think it's all engineered, and it's scary to watch. It really scares me.
So say that the other angle to look at would be mindset, intimidation, to come in and say, look, we're going to come in and flex so that everybody has that fear.
Well, don't forget the biggest thing that came out of September 11th was the Patriot Act, which did as much to infringe upon our rights as free people as anything ever, and that came out of huge, bad deal, right? A bunch of people lost their lives. I mean, so I think we got to be careful of that. But I have a hard time distinguishing who the good guy is anymore.
Yeah.
It's not easy for me anymore. It used to be. I was a soldier. I mean, I thought we really were going off to spread freedom and make sure girls could drive cars. These are the things they told us, right? So girls could vote.
But I can tell you what doesn't make sense. And regardless of whether it's a good guy, bad guy scene, I'm not here to judge your heart. I'm just here to see what makes sense for our country.
Right.
And when you look at what one side's doing, what one movement's doing versus what the other's doing to kind of counteract that, and the direction that they're counteracting in is, in my opinion, more of a biblical stance that's biblically sound, to say, look, protect life, preserve life, leave people the way that they were made as and don't try and change what God created in them by giving them hormones and things to change their mind and their chemistry and everything else, which breeds craziness, which then breeds more craziness. And so what side I'm seeing do more of the destruction and the decay of the United States is the left. I'm sorry. And I'm not trying to choose a side or even if you don't want to say the left, let's just say the extreme liberalism that would have an ideology that goes along with it.
Well, but I think I would argue that just as many Republicans have allowed hundreds of millions of American babies to be aborted every single year.
Yes.
That happened on the right and on the
I
left.
do not salute that.
I understand. What I'm saying is the very people who have now made our kids some of the dumbest in the world, the very people that have made our food source poison, the very people that think it's okay to kill a bunch of babies, those very people are the ones who are giving you the facts that then say, okay, based on, because they're bad gang members, I just don't trust their word. I don't know who they are.
So that's
right?
That's what you call a hypocrite.
Right. They're talking out of it.
But the ideology of the party is something different than what that hypocrite is doing. I mean, at least they're preaching something, and if you go along with it, good. If they're doing the opposite of it, well, then that's on them. That's not being two-faced.
But I think that's my point. If we can't, if all of these things are true, they did all of these things, Republican and Democrat, for years and years and years and years. I no longer have the ability to trust their narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They say now, people. I have a gate on my property for a reason. So I have no problem with the go wall. I have no problem with those kind of things.
Yeah.
I just question the narrative.
Yeah.
Well, I think that Yuri Bezmenov back in '83, he defected to Canada. I'm pretty sure every single one of us has seen that. He was going over all of those things of what they would do to the students in the schools. And then he referenced a lot of the stuff that was happening back in the 20s, the lead up to all the fun stuff, and the 30s. I don't say that and a light way of fun stuff, but how there were a couple of decades of conditioning leading up to what was going on. So they just took that playbook and kind of refined it a little bit more. And anybody who has not seen that video, I implore you, go watch it, because
It's scary.
it is playing out just like that. And there's really nothing that you can do to affect that broader picture, but what you can do is to affect this picture.
This.
So that's the building community that everybody's been talking about, and you can make a decision and try and vote your way out of things, which we know is whatever. But this is the critical part, because I can't change what he said, she said are doing on the TV or on the whatever internet platform. I can control what's here
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
my life.
I love that.
Yeah, I don't think, I don't agree with you. You can't control it, but again, my point would still be the same, that just, I can't trust anything being told. But I have to question the narrative no matter
Of course.
what. Because,
I can't
Trust but
control what they're
verified.
doing.
yeah,
Yeah, because like deploying troops, right? Right now, it's lawful, right? But my concern always is, when do they step across that line? And that's always my concern, right?
I'm
Because
not so
then
sure it's lawful.
he's following whatever. Yeah, and I'm trying to think of the act. So currently, he is lawful, utilizing them in a lawful means, unless some of these videos are coming out. So all they can do is detain, and anything more, they cannot apprehend. They cannot. So if they're going too far, then that's unlawful, and that's a concern for me. So whether you're left or right, the law is the law, and you follow it.
Of course.
And so that's my biggest concern, because, and I saw that with that Civil War movie. Oh, that was scary. That was, I mean, it was cheesy
Yeah, I haven't
at
seen that
points,
movie.
but it was scary, right? And so when do you go too far, right, to try to fix something that might not be fixable?
Or
So-
might not be even believable. And that's another one of the things. So what Tag is saying is the AI video stuff in the last 2
Right.
years
Oh,
has
man.
insane.
absolutely, I mean, like, 'cause we could take pictures of all of our faces here and then make a whole thing like we're out there underwater basket weaving in the pond, and it's like you can make anything up. It's so scary.
It is.
Did you ever see the old Dustin Hoffman movie where it was called Wag the Dog? They were filmers, and they were set up to stage like a war in Bosnia inside of a Hollywood studio, and then they produced it for the media to put out so that it looked as though this was going on when it wasn't really going on, so
Wow.
that they could distract the people from what was really taking place over here. So it was a sleight of hand move. So telling, when you look back through
Right.
Right.
time, you see all the little clues they
Yeah,
left
Our
us.
government has done study after study after study on how to get us to fight each other.
Right.
This has been going on. Never trust the narrative. You want to talk about law? The law is the law. Follow the law. I don't know that I so agree with that either, because I mean, my county commissioners say that it's law that they can let a tax man down my road.
But we
I mean-
know that that's wrong.
Okay,
That's
but they
not
said it was law.
Yeah, but they were wrong.
So- So
That's
law,
why you-
law according to whom?
That's why you call who you call that actually knows what's
law.
lawful and what's not lawful.
But
Like-
and that goes back to, is it a law or a regulation?
Very-
Or a policy
So,
or something that,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Did the
because-
state government vote on this and it went through the proper channels to become law on the books? Or is it just a regulation or a policy?
Yeah.
Well, it's not,
Mandate.
that's
or a mandate, yeah.
completely different.
Get out of here. That doesn't work. Yeah. So, but yeah, I hear what you're saying. My concern is, and why I kind of unplugged, over the last couple of years, or trying to, is what's the truth in it? And turning on the news, you have one extreme or the other, and I don't know what it is, and that's why we're sitting here.
Right.
Is because we're trying not to concern ourselves, because it is crazy. The transgenderism, what they're teaching our kids in school, the food, the medical, like like when all the vaccine came out and you're getting injected, you're getting your baby that's just born getting mercury and nickel and all of these things that are horrible. And we're just allowing that, and it's okay because they tell us it's okay. So I just want to withdraw, work on the relationships, build people's homesteads, let them be more free, let me be more free, because it's just too scary to watch the news.
Yeah,
More coming.
Mo says Trump is setting a precedent. The left will take it further when they're in power. The law doesn't matter, only their interpretation of it.
Right,
Was
that's
my point.
to your point.
Right? And
Right.
so if it's okay for Trump to deploy federal forces to squash rebellion of Black Lives Matter, Antifa, whatever it is, then what stops the next Democrat that gets elected from coming in with arms and with force and taking out patriots and MAGAs and all of those other things?
Right. Yeah. When does it stop?
When does it stop? Until there's nothing left, right?
Right.
So they completely have you, totally boxed in. That's a great point, Mo. You guys worry that sets a precedent?
We're
Yeah.
coming up on our 250th anniversary as a country. And, how long do empires last?
Yeah, about that time.
Yeah.
About that time. So what does an empire collapse look like in America?
I don't know. We've not ever had this kind of technology, the connectedness. Mike and I were talking about that earlier in the week of like everybody has a cell phone, a computer, Instagram and Facebook and whatever, all the stuff. And you get instant gratification and instant news, and it's not always the right stuff. And
Jim was having a glitch. She was like, dang it, not working.
I kept
I'm
going
like,
into
what's-
SOS mode, and I'm like, we have the same carrier, we're going to the same place out.
Yeah.
There's
But it was just like
molecules.
that I realized just
I was
how
like, what the
accustomed
heck
you
is
become to
going
the
on?
instant gratification of all the information in the world in the palm of your hand.
Right.
I was
and-
trying to watch the live
And
stream.
then
I
as
was
soon as they
wearing a
cut you
wading
off
gear.
from that, you almost like start losing your mind, like, oh my gosh, somebody just took my whoopee away. So I think that everybody has become accustomed to the scrolling
Absolutely.
doom machine right here
Yeah.
that occupies so much of our time, influences our mind, and then it at the same time creates this division. I don't think I feel like since technology made it into our hands, the division only increased in speed of how fast we're becoming divided because of that influence. And
Yeah, I would argue that it dehumanizes things.
Mhm.
It makes killing easier.
100%.
Makes all of that easier because your relationships exist.
Well, it
On a
makes
phone.
relationships harder though too. If you look around, people don't date because they met somebody at the malt shop. They date because they met somebody on Tinder or whatever, Plenty of Fish or whatever those sites are called.
I was
And
like,
the only reason I know is because I got a buddy who's just recently single and going through all that dating thing. He's like, this sucks. It's just like there's so many crazy people out there. They look good on paper. But anyway, so but still, it's so now when you take that kid who's been sitting there in his basement playing video games and pushing buttons and put him in front of somebody to interact with them, they don't know how to do it.
I read an article out of, I think it was Japan, if I remember right, but it was talking about how male virginity is continually been increasing, and female virginity has been decreasing.
Oh,
Male testosterone is at an all-time low for young men.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson does a really good talk on that topic right there, and so it gets into the reasons why it's that way. But this is a downrange problem we really need to be looking at, because when we go away and this heart and the spirit to want to get out and thrive and be community and cultivate community, as it dies off day by day, that they probably are getting scared. Because didn't you say that the population rate to keep up with the status quo right now is what, like 1.6 children
1.6 right now.
is where it's at? But
Where it's at.
what does it need to be to be able to sustain?
Yeah,
Because
so 2.1, 2.2.
yeah, so
Mhm.
we're pretty far off of that.
Yeah. But the good news is the Muslim world's making up for it because they're at 7. Just so you know.
7?
Wow.
6 I think like 6.8.
Wow.
We're gonna have a 7th century all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so as that number goes down, it plays with the economics of our country. And then you say, okay, well, what are they going to do to offset that?
Yeah.
Which could be that reason as to why there's such an influx of people coming across the border.
Yeah. Pretty much all of the modernized countries are in that inverted pyramid, except one, India. India is the only one that isn't.
Mm. In there, where are they at?
They've got enough growing to take care of the next generation. So they're not, the inverted pyramid like this, right? They're an actual pyramid. They're the other way. They've got more coming up to take care of the generation before.
The majority of India, though, in abject poverty.
Yes, but they would consider them a modernized nation, But yeah, but Russia is inverted, China's inverted, America's inverted. Pretty much all of Europe is inverted. We're all in bad shape that way as far as,
Yeah. And then there comes the question, why?
If you look at those countries that you just named and the technology and advancements in what are considered our modern life, those countries like China and Russia and Germany and the United States and Europe and stuff, that the inventions and the things that have come out of those countries, and then they've stopped having children. So these are the people that are doing and inventing and making and but also causing other problems. And then you have countries who are not maybe doing a lot of that, and they're expanding their population. Is that? It's curious.
Interesting point.
So how about peace in the Middle East? Peace deal.
those two countries have been fighting for 3,000 years. Trump ain't stopping shit.
Six.
Just saying. Like Europe on the verge of World War III with Russia. You've got Russia arming everything. You got China bowling up and bouncing their chest more than they've ever done before. Venezuela is preparing for war. America's preparing for war in Venezuela, and we're all Hamas and the Israel are at peace. Right. When? Since when? But come on.
What? I mean, I didn't say they like each other.
I just do not believe the narrative at all. We get back to the same point, right? They tell us this thing, I just don't buy it at all. Everything I'm seeing, everything that, if you actually look at the math of it, everything math, it says these countries are preparing, they're getting ready.
Yeah.
So that goes back to what you're saying.
So when
Yeah.
you say they're getting
Get
ready, what does that look like?
Ships
in
for
order.
2
Ships.
years, China's been telling its population to put a year's worth of food away. For 2 years. We're 2 years into that. Russia's preparing, Russia's teaching their kids in school how to shoot, what an AK-47 is, how it works. And what we're doing is providing litter boxes.
Right.
True story. True story.
They've given out drugs that, reduce testosterone,
Or
reduce
safe places to use
aggression.
illicit
Yeah.
drugs.
Yeah.
So
We're euthanizing our kids and they're making them killers.
sure.
So,
So the Trojan horse then for us was the internet, the social medias, the transgender agenda, the division inside. So you have an extremity of people are separating from each other.
I think it was I think it all goes to this root problem of the demasculinity, to taking away men's masculinity and taking away what makes a woman so special. And when we destroyed the nuclear family, that was the beginning blocks, right? Then you go all the way back to Woodstock, right? And in the 70s, and you can do anything that man can do. Well, the only reason they wanted it is so that they could double the tax base.
Yep.
If we get women out of the home and into the work,
Right.
that's double the tax base. We can spend more money. They didn't give a shit about women's rights.
The
Just so
long
you guys
game.
know they don't.
It's the long game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then mess with the currency,
Yeah.
with our currency system, and take us off of the
Yep. Gold standard.
gold standard,
Yeah.
take that out of school and all those different things, which, okay, guys, we've run around the barn a few times. Now it's time to go back in and focus back on what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Like, take care of what's happening on your property and in your community so that you have the ability to help when it's necessary.
Yeah.
Not if, but when.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the part that I struggle with. And they've been lying to us since forever.
Yeah.
They've destroyed our money. our education
Our
system,
food,
our medical system, right? We can talk about any of them. They've destroyed the nuclear family. They destroyed just interpersonal connections by giving kids cell phones, and they know how that should work. You know, that those AI driven, you know, those algorithms and that media is purposefully trying to make you dissatisfied. They do it on purpose. You're way more likely to buy when you're dissatisfied than you are if you're happy, right? It's not hard to come up with.
Just marketing.
Right, it's just marketing, and it's years and years and years and years and years of doing that, and now there's just no way out. How do you reverse all that? Good luck.
Say that again. It's way easier to buy when you're dissatisfied.
Oh, but it's way worse than that. They purposefully, they go out of their way to keep you dissatisfied. They want you dissatisfied.
They want
Get
you
a new
the
phone.
consumerism so that you
That's
can
right.
fill that void.
That's right.
And you just swipe, I'll take care of it later. So that the $100 that you just spent cost you
Yep.
plus the taxes that you sales tax. And then you didn't pay the bill, you only paid the minimum. So now there's 29% interest on that, and it compounds and compounds, and that's how people get in debt. And then
This is why TV is the way it is, why reality TV works the way it does, why all of those kind of things, because they want you to want the new phone, the new car, they want you to say, hey, your truck ain't cool enough if it ain't sitting on 35s or whatever. They wouldn't, right? I mean,
Come on.
35.
and you bought it all, Mike. You bought it all, okay?
And I'm happy. It worked. I'm not dissatisfied at all. Life's been good. On 35s anyway.
Yeah. You guys ever watched the movie Idiocracy?
Yes.
Yeah, you guys watched all that? Instigator says, I'll put it up here real quick. He says, Idiocracy 2006, high IQ human population at the risk of becoming an endangered species.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I don't think you ever fix it. How do you do that? I mean, I've spent a lot of time thinking about this, you know, and how do we fix it?
You just get a whole bunch of shirts like Jen has that says "Stupid should hurt."
That was a gift from my children several years
It's a
ago.
good shirt.
Yeah.
It's a good shirt.
Well, here's how I look at it, right? So when these United States of America, they knew what craziness was. They knew that they were being controlled and owned nothing and did not have religious freedoms. I think that's the only fix. That's my concern, is something bad is going to happen.
A great reset.
Yes.
And I think that's the only way to fix this. I do. Now, obviously, I'm religious, and you know, many of us in our community are not. But I think a great reset, you know, by fire is the way it's going to come. And you know, I think that's the only way to fix this mental health problem, this evil, whatever we're saying. My concern is, yeah, that we might have to start over, and the reset button might have to be pushed. And
you think we're capable of, because the Great Reset could be a lot of different things.
Yeah,
It isn't necessarily all that.
right.
If the people win, if the people all stand up in every community, build community, go to their local county commissioners meeting, get involved in the school board. If we had 10,000 of those going on at one time, you might have a shot at it.
Yeah.
You might.
you might, and doing it peacefully and lawfully.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. But what's the chances people will do that?
Well, look at Charlie Kirk
Mhm.
and what he did and what's going down now, man. It's explosive. So it can be done. But you know, go back to the old saying of I'll screw up how it's said, but it's more or less the reason that we have these problems is because good men sit around and do nothing.
Right.
And,
Right.
and so somebody like Charlie that just stood up and put all of his energy, laser focused, all of his attention like a magnifying glass right onto the subject that he wanted to get home, which was the nucleus family is the starting point. Like that's where you have to start from there and go out, be fruitful, multiply, and then raise good humans on top of it. And if you want to know how to raise good humans, here's the book, here's the Bible that he believed in, and here's the reason that you're doing it all is for salvation, eternal salvation. So if you can go out and ultimately build the kingdom, because everything we're doing here is temporal,
Right.
but we are wired to be eternal. And so our eternity already started for us. We're in the middle of eternity right now, or in the middle of the great divide between where we're going to spend the rest of eternity. So if we lose focus on the importance of that, then we have a country that goes adrift. And when you take God out of the equation, it's easy to do that because nobody has a compass anymore to be able to guide their way through all the storms of life. So
I mean, even then, that's the beginning, right? Morality is why we are the way we are. It's okay to have, lots of partners. It's okay to have body count. It's insane to me if you guys watch any of that kind of stuff, but I mean,
Nope, you're the only one.
Is that a show on TV?
Is that next to Faces of Death?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that like one of those sniper things?
yeah, no. There's a big movement in our youth, specifically on the female side, to be proud of a high body count, a sexual partner body count. It's a big thing, and
What
like
does that
it's
mean?
on
How do you measure a body count?
how many people you've had sex with, Mike.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
that was a bad thing in high school. We didn't talk about.
Should I cover my eyes?
Like we have 4 kids in their 20s, and they
Yeah.
don't talk about that. But our kids, and we've been, yeah.
Sorry.
We're
Yeah,
out
you're
of touch, old man.
A lot of the big time podcasts, have millions of people in there, thousands of watchers and all that. They're bring in people and have these conversations. And it blows me away. Like, when did that become something to become proud of?
Right,
Right. Morality.
Yeah, yeah. Well, again,
Have
those
they
are the
not
things-
watched Grease? That's not something to be proud of.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
You know? It's a good movie.
I feel like your age is showing.
And we get a copy of Grey's Anatomy, the textbook, and say, here, do you want this? Do you want your business to look like this?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure you don't.
I can just picture you watching Grease all dressed up like John. Tell me
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Why couldn't I get that nickname?
well, since you're on that, what is your nickname?
Moo Moo Buckaroo.
And how did you get the nickname Moo Moo Buckaroo?
My wife got a cow that she was going to milk. Turns out we ate her, but I was out working on a water capture system for our animals. So we do automatic waters.
Is this ending a body count?
Almost. Almost yeah, almost. So I was out working on our water capture and automatic waters for our animals. Well, I was in there with the pig and or with the cow, and the pigs are.
Which one is the bigger cow? I'm not believing the story anymore. Totally distrust. I see what you're saying now. You can't trust anything he's saying.
So, all right. So
Is he good or bad? I don't know. Are you a lefty or righty?
we had she grew to be the biggest cow you've ever seen. No, she wasn't that big, but her back was like 5'6", right? Her back was, so she wasn't tiny. And so she was a Holstein Jersey mix and beautiful, but apparently she thought I was beautiful. So I'm working on this water capture system with automatic waters, right? And just because she would loosen it up and knock it around, and so I was just fixing it, and I didn't see her anywhere around. And she snuck right up behind me, and she tried to mount me. Okay, she didn't try. She got one leg up, and she was going for the other one. And thank goodness, my old butt.
Your old butt?
My old butt, easy enough to spin around because she.
Tuck and roll.
Yeah. So that's why I'm Moo Moo Buckaroo, because she liked me a lot, and not in a good way. Not in a good way. Yeah. Yeah. My testosterone level, apparently she could tell it was up. That's how I'm Moo Moo Buckaroo.
That kind of has
And
some
guess
Marvin
what?
Gaye going on in
We ate steaks off of her last night, and she is delicious.
Take sticks off of her.
What? Okay. They were from her.
You picture
Yeah.
putting steaks on top of it.
Yeah. No.
So we encourage everybody to come hang out, but just be forewarned that if the cow mounts you, you're getting a nickname,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's how that works, right?
Or a pig, for that matter, right?
Oh, yeah, you see my pics. They're little. They can mount me.
Oh, they will. They can try.
I just want you to eat my toes.
You might be one of just a very few select people who've been mounted by a cow. Just saying.
I mean,
Maybe. How many people out there have been mounted by a cow?
Yeah,
Anybody type in your comments.
1,000-pound horned cow.
I'm watching the comments. I ain't got nothing yet. Bud. And even if they did, they're never gonna admit it.
Gypsy might be holding something back on that. I've been over there and listened to that cow, and he's really like, Gypsy gets around and he's like, hey! Gypsy's got to go up there and quiet him down.
All right, Gypsy, you gotta tell us. You gotta let us know, gotta let us in.
Add another nickname.
So you were talking about how good men do nothing.
Mhm.
And when you say men, he's really referring to mankind, not male.
Sure.
Yeah.
What should we be doing? What does that mean? When you say good men doing nothing, what should we be standing up doing that we're not doing?
Well, I think being well informed is a good way to equip yourself to stand up when the time calls. I think that what you're doing is a perfect blueprint of what you should do on a micro scale, which is go home to your nucleus and start with that. If you can just handle what's within inside of your household, and everybody did that job, we wouldn't need to go out and do it in the streets. So start there. I mean, that's the simplest place I could say to start. If you are in a position where you have a platform and you can stand on it, then pray about it and ask God, if that's what he wants you to do. And if so, then ask him to equip you for the battle that you have in front of you, and then be able to speak truth with the greater purpose behind all of it. Because, again, I'll just keep using Charlie Kirk as an example, because I think that he was a modern day hero when it comes to freedom of speech and then preaching truth as well. But for what? Everybody goes, oh, it's my truth. It's my truth. There's not the truth. And I was listening to a pastor teach about that. Side note, he says, if anybody ever says that to you, just say, is that the truth? And then you'll disprove them, like right there. So this is my truth. There is no real truth. Is that the truth? That debunks the whole thing. But point being is that the Bible being the truth, God's word being the truth, what we founded our country on, when you look back and you see how the Constitution was written, it was written with the Christian intent to go behind it, to use that as the moral compass. And we've so slipped away from that. So are you going to have a conversation with somebody that you can argue what moral truth is, or what moral distinction would be? Like, why do we say that murder is bad? Because in some people's minds, murder isn't. Well, that's their truth. Well, what is the truth? Well, based on what? Well, we can trace it all the way back to what the Ten Commandments say, and one of the commandments says, "Thou shalt not kill." This is what we base it off of. This isn't the society. This isn't how society continues to evolve and then become sustainable if you flee from these 10 guidelines that we have here. And
Wasn't it interpreted as it saying thou shalt not murder and not thou shalt not kill?
It is.
Isn't that correct?
Yeah,
Correct.
it's because
Okay,
of the way that.
Two very different
yeah,
words.
absolutely.
Two very different words.
Sorry.
But what we're taught in school is thou shalt not kill,
Right.
right? Which is another spin,
Yep.
right? It's
Yes.
another twist of the English language,
Sure.
to get this away. Because I don't think, I'm not as biblical as you guys are, but, I remember the stories of him, throwing the table over and whipping people and, the things like that, out of the Bible. And I
Or
think,
dusting off his shoes and walking away.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. So I think we have the right to defend ourselves,
Yeah.
which
Absolutely.
is why the word is murder, not kill.
Yeah, there's so many twists.
Yeah, right.
Right. So even, in the Hebrew language, don't use the Lord's name in vain, right? You know why they say that? It's not if you say, God damn.
Right.
Using the Lord's name in vain is when you're using it as a false prophet.
Right.
Mhm.
When you're trying to twist and control people,
Right.
like they were doing, they were not teaching the word.
Yeah.
They were teaching what they needed to teach to have power, to maintain power as rabbis. That's what they were doing. That was using the Lord's name in vain. Is they were using the Lord's name, the Lord's word, to control the population.
Mhm.
Well, when they sacrificed, when they hung Jesus on the cross, there was another guy, I don't remember his name in the Bible, but there was another guy, they were trying to decide who was going to go to the cross.
Barabbas.
Barabbas.
Yeah. And the church behind the scenes kind of pulled a quick one and said, no, Jesus needs to go, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
So I think it's important to remember that the church is what hung him on the cross, not,
Exactly.
right?
Well, the church of the Jews,
Yeah.
the church of the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the
All the above.
oh, yeah, exactly. So I would say it was the people in the government more that wanted him to go, because when you look at the king's agenda right from the beginning, when he knew that Jesus was going to be born, he went and sought out to kill all the babies,
Right.
and Jesus was spared from that. And so this was, he hadn't even spoken a word. It was a matter of, we can't have another ruler come in here and overthrow what we have control of. And that's really what it all comes down to. And this is why when the truth is preached so much, that those that don't believe in the truth have an opportunity now to either accept it or deny it. And if they accept it, then great, they have salvation. But if they deny it, they know what it is that they're denying and they don't like that. And so they want to defy that, which comes down to, I want to silence that because what you're saying makes sense, but I'm not going to change the way that I am. I'm not going to change my thought process of killing a baby because you say it's wrong because it's convenient for me. And so I will justify the things that I'm doing. And so that I look at it as the darkness hides from the light. It scurries from it. The light is dividing. So when you look at somebody like Charlie Kirk, who was coming in to preach light into a dark place, darkness too, there was a division, and that division is what came back to try and
Extinguish that light.
extinguish it. Exactly.
Yeah.
You think God would look at people who fund murder the same as the person who's committing the murder?
Yes. Absolutely.
So when you guys go pay your taxes to fund
So
abortion,
does the law.
How's
The
that?
law says you're
Right.
complicit in this.
that's what I'm saying. So,
Right.
and this was actually Mo's point. I just put it up on the screen because it's a great point. He's so good at that, arguing that other side that we fund the very system that's doing this,
Yes, we do.
100%.
and we
Yeah.
continue to do it.
I think though, if you started following, if we use that, even if you didn't want to be religious, if you took the 10 Commandments, which, everybody can say our founding fathers weren't, people like to argue about that, and, Ben Franklin being a deist and whatever, but he still believed in a good moral compass. And do you think that those girls would still be doing that, whatever body counts, if they had followed those kind of things and not
I would argue if
got
had
into
they been taught
covetousness.
those things.
Right.
Got into covetousness. Oh, I want
Right.
that, I want that, I want that, and the
Yeah.
consumer is, or
What teaches
all
that?
the other yucky things. If you just look at that, and even if somebody said, I don't want to be a follower or whatever, a religious person, okay, don't be if that's your choice, but can you live by those 10 rules?
Yeah, you don't have to be religious to say I'm not going to steal from my neighbor.
Right. Or
Right.
I'm not going to covet what they have, or I'm not going to, say bad things and malign them.
Yeah, I would argue that it's again the collapse of the nuclear family because they're not being taught this anymore.
Right.
They're being taught for that instant gratification. They're being taught that followers matter.
Yeah. And it's okay if you have sex with these 100 guys and they get pregnant, just walk over there.
Right.
My
Right.
tax money will get you an abortion.
Right.
Right.
Right. So what do you think God's expectation of us is? I mean, right? Because do you think that, I've heard a lot say, oh, just put it in his hands. And I always have had a hard time with that because I think I'm not God, don't claim to be God. But if I had a people, my expectations of those people would be they right the wrongs, that they stand up. They don't allow their fellow man to be brutalized. They don't allow these hundreds of millions of babies to be aborted. They don't allow these things. They stand up for what's just and what's right.
Yeah.
And if we're complicit in it and just hanging back behind the scenes and doing nothing about it, are we then being frowned upon?
Mhm.
What do you think, B? Silver lining?
Yeah,
Said
so
much.
come on.
And said much.
We have a responsibility,
Mhm.
and I agree, it is in our nucleus. We have to teach our children the morals, whether they be Christian values or just humanity morals that matter. We need to be teaching that, and you're not going to get that on all these war games and that you're getting on the internet, or Xbox or whatever they are. I'm out of date. I'll just say my kids are grown. fortunately.
It's Atari. That's the latest.
Atari. That was back in my day. I know it's not that today. But yeah, when you got influencers out there, Facebook, I've seen girls bragging about what their body count is. I'm like, what is body count? And then I finally what are you talking? Go there. Don't ever show up on my phone again, and I don't understand that. But body count used to be for guys too. Guys, when I was growing up, they bragged about how many girls they had, You don't hear them doing that, or maybe they're drowned out by the girls these days. I don't know. Again, I'm not, that era is beyond me. I'm not.
No, virginity skyrocketed.
So anyway, it's very unfortunate. And
So do you think God's disappointed because we don't do more?
oh,
Or do you think that he just wants us to pray to him and do you think he wants us to take action?
From a human perspective, I think God is very sorrowful and disgusted. And,
Disgusted.
I hope he hasn't turned his back on us.
Mhm.
Not that that's not a possibility, that he could just and let us destroy ourselves, which is what it appears
Well, it's what we
is
deserve, to be honest with you.
happening, But then do you kill all? If there's one, help me out. I know you'll know the story. If there's only one who's trying to do right and trying to kill, or will you kill all? And when it comes to that again,
That was Noah's story.
the answer may be yes. It may be that none of us are. He's so disgusted in mankind that he just eliminates all of us.
So he did say he wouldn't flood us.
Right?
He did say he wouldn't flood us again.
Fire.
Right.
His fire next time.
Well, her vision, her revelation, right?
Yeah.
That's what we perceive it to be, but
What do you think?
it could be lights going out.
Do you think
I
God
mean-
would be disappointed?
Yes, absolutely.
Leaving us?
Yeah, I really do. As a whole, yes. And are we redeemable?
As a people?
Well, as a people, as long as if you are doing your best, obviously we're all sinners.
Mhm.
And and he gives us the grace to live another day. But if you work on you doing your best and then to go teach.
So you're kind of making my point for me a little bit.
Yeah.
I think God has expectations that
Oh,
we
sure.
go and be strong men and strong women.
Yeah.
And that we don't just sit back and let it happen.
Right.
That we actually have to put action behind it. We
Right.
can't, sit. And this is again a place, and you may totally disagree, but you guys are way more biblical, know it better than I do. But I have a hard time believing that he would be satisfied with us going to church on Sunday morning and,
No, he's
and
not.
giving 10% of our tithe and not getting up and fighting and saying no more. We're not doing this, and I'm going to leave my house and I'm going to get involved in my community and I'm going to, I have a hard time believing that he would not expect more from us.
Yeah.
I guess is my point. Scott, what do you think?
I thought I was gonna ditch out on this. I thought we were. I'm still gonna- Fine, all right, I'll get going. My wife said, stay
Yes.
center, right? So I'll stay center,
So
right?
keep it light.
I'll stay center.
Short.
I am flawed. I have failed the Lord numerous times. I've failed my family, my kids, but I believe in a God that, yes, I think God wants us to fight, but at the same time, we're all worthy because he gave his son so that we're going to go to heaven if we, confess with our mouth. And I believe that, yes, God's probably disappointed, but he already knows the ending. So he's already forgiven us. right? That's why he sent his son. But on the whole fighting for what's right, I think, yes, I think we have to stand up, right? Because Jesus wasn't a wuss. Like, Jesus was all powerful, and he chose his battles and his words wisely, right? And I believe that's something we have to do as men and women. We have to choose our battles and use our words wisely and our actions, and we have to lead by example, right? And that's kind of what we're doing as a community, is we're leading by example on showing people how to be better, how to be more moral, to help. I mean, talk about morality. I think about you and B always at somebody's homestead, always helping, like multiple days of the week, right? And so I think that's what God's expectation out of us is, that we're helping each other. So, and as far as like good men doing nothing, you know, I did 26 and a half years in the military. I thought I was doing what I should be doing for my country. And looking back on it now, as I'm retired, I was doing it wrong. I should have been fighting for those little milestones that we were losing freedom. And the Patriot Act, I thought that was the best thing ever. And I remember being in uniform, I'm like, heck yes. Now I read through it and all of the amendments that they put through, I was cheering them on for taking away my freedoms, my kids' freedoms, my grandkids' freedoms. And so that was the wrong battle. I fought that battle and I had lost. I didn't even know I lost. So two birds, one stone there.
Yeah. What do you think, Wood?
If the question is still the same, what does God think about all this?
What would his expectations be?
What would God's expectations be?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, think about what your expectations are for your children. You want your kids to do the best that they can do with what they've been given. And so I think that he expects us to do the best that we can do with what we've been given. Every one of us has a different talent, has some sort of a different gift, whether it's building, whether it's homemaking, whether it's caregiving, whatever, you slap a label on it. And that was by design. God gave us that. He wired that into us. And if we can use it for his glory, then I think he's proud of us. I think that he'll continue to use us and continue to bless us and he'll continue to multiply the fruit. And so God, you know, you can look through the Bible where he says, look, just like a vine, I am the vine and you're the fruit that comes off of the branches, but without the vine, the fruit doesn't have a chance. So if we stay tapped into what it is that he told us to do, we can see all throughout the Bible where he tells us why he created us. And he says, hey, I created you for community. I created you for the kingdom. I created you for all these things. So here's the Great Commission. Go be disciples and make disciples and baptize them in all the nations. So it says, here's what you're supposed to do. Go do it.
Yep.
Period. This is life. This is work. Go. Commence. Move forward. Begin. But so many of us sit on the sidelines with paralysis of analysis that we don't know how to take what we have and go out and make it work. And so that's the part where, yeah, he's disappointed in those people. And he talks about it in the talents where he says, look, I gave 3 men 3 different talents. And when I came back to see what they did with those talents, one had doubled them. And for him, I gave him double that amount. And another had doubled his. And for what I gave him, I'll bless him with double. But the other who took it and hid it underneath the rock and didn't even invest it in anything, I will take that away from you and I'll dispense it among the others who will be fruitful with it. So I say woe to those that are sitting on the sidelines that are not doing anything about it, because regardless of what happens here in this world and the time that we live here is no comparison to what that does to us in eternity should we not be on the right side of things. And not to mention that what we'll have to stand in front of our Creator for at some point in time and be judged for. And regardless of whether you are a Christian or you're not a Christian, we will all stand at that judgment seat at some point in time.
So when you're being judged, you think God will give favor to those who stood up? I mean, because let me give you an example. I taught both my kids, a new kid comes to school, I want you to walk up and be fundamentally. And if someone's being picked on, I want you to stop it. I want you to get involved.
Mhm.
I told them that. And it bit me a couple times,
Mhm.
you know, going through it. I don't think God would want us to sit out.
Mike's mom gave
No.
him a similar advice. Of that's that kid on the playground that's not,
Mhm.
nobody's playing with him,
Go
go
play with him.
be
Yeah.
friends with him. And
Yeah, Mo says we need to control our own involvement in these things to be more right with God. We are sinners. But doing these things continuously that we know are sins in the future doesn't go over very well with him.
Right.
Which is why I asked you, would someone who paid for murder, would God be just as upset? Everyone goes, yeah, but yet we pay our taxes.
And how do we get away from that?
But he, in his word, he says to go by what, follow your government system. It says, give unto Caesar what is due unto Caesar. And so it tells us to pay into that system because we have policing, because we have an authority and a structure, and that through that authority and structure, we have borders, which they believed in as well. In fact, there's a border all around heaven for anybody that's challenging whether we should have one here in the United States or not. Heaven's got a border as well. There's gates that if you're not approved on the approved list to come through, you're not coming through. So why wouldn't that be any different with our country in having to secure those borders so that we protect against enemies? But back to is he disappointed in us, and what will that judgment look like for those who, will he have favor on those who did good? Yeah. But again, it comes down to
I don't think doing good and standing up for the same thing.
good deeds are not going to earn your way into heaven. There's plenty of religions that believe that good deeds are going to earn your way into heaven. That's not the way to get there. Salvation in Jesus Christ is it, period. He was the propitiation for our sins, and he is the only way we're going to make it in there. But there's two things that happen when we die. One, we stand before God and he says to us, what did you do with my son? That's the answer that's going to get you into those gates. The second is what did you do with all the blessings that I gave you? And that determines how you spend the rest of your time on the other side of those gates. So what eternity looks like, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, and I've never been, to heaven. So I can't tell you. I can only tell you that if I believe in the inspired word of God being a holy Bible through a compilation of books that would be influenced for us as an instruction book, that the Bible stands basic instructions before leaving earth. Here's what the acronym is for it. Then I'm going to read that book. I'm going to go by the guidelines. And if I get it wrong, oh, well, I die, I close my eyes and nothing happens. But if I get it right, then things look a little bit different for me on the other side of this.
Yeah, but I think really what I was getting at was just acknowledging God, or acknowledging Jesus, acknowledging the Bible, talking about what he says. I don't think is being a good Christian.
Satan acknowledge God.
No.
Right. I mean, I think you got to get up and do something with it.
What's the saying? Deeds without faith.
works without faith.
Faith without action is dead.
Yeah.
Is dead faith. So when we have faith and we have an action step that goes on behind it, then like everywhere that I show up, in fact, our prayer on the way here was, Lord, I pray that you're seen through whatever we do this weekend, period. So if I show up and I'm helping you guys, I want you to know that I come for the kingdom to say, I'm a representative of the kingdom. I'm an advocate for heaven. Here's tinfoil hat and all. I'm not from outer space. I'm here to help you, but we're all advocates for something. So if I can be the advocate for that first and glorify the kingdom, then I think that he looks down on us and says, cool, I know your heart. And these are the action steps that make others see me as well, because you're showing up for you to disappear, for me to show up in somebody else's life. So they'll know me, and they'll know me by your fruits.
Acts, which I think there's a chance we're going to see tomorrow, says, I don't think God is disappointed in us. That would imply that he expects perfection. And we can't be that since the fall. He is hopeful and gleeful when we glorify him in our actions.
Preach it, brother.
Hopefully we see you tomorrow.
Yeah, he's coming. They're coming.
Yeah, Squatchy says, it's like saying you love your neighbor but hate your brother. Yeah. Then Mo says, Jesus held up real money. We only have note loans. The render to Caesar falls apart in a debt-based system.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really the more the point that I was getting at today. Is that if we sit and play and are part of the system and play the system and fund the system, we're not just as guilty as the people committing.
So, Tag, can I? Of course. You know what really got me? So, most people on here don't know. Yoda and Grumpy were our introduction into the community, and we became great friends with them. So we didn't know Tag and B for a while, at least, I don't know, probably 6-9 months. And I think we were putting our toe in the water. But Grumpy pointed me to your YouTube, and the thing that really got me was, how do you stop giving Caesar what Caesar's? And it's Starve the Beast.
Yeah.
Your Starve the Beast series is really why I started thinking about everything. I started rethinking everything. If I can reduce my footprint on taxes or taxation, and I can make retirement go farther, and I'm not giving endless amounts of money to wars that I don't believe in, right? And you name it, your Starve the Beast is like how I wanted to move forward, right? So I used to be a prepper. Now I want to get into, we're homesteaders or freesteaders or whatever you want to call us. We want to get to the point where our footprint to the government is smaller, to the system itself. So medical, food, taxation, dependency on the outside system. That's really what brought me in. And I think Starving the Beast is going to not only make my money go farther, the people around me, money is going to go farther. And hopefully, if I spread the word, my kids and grandkids will have less of that footprint, if we do make it that long.
Yeah. That's kind of what I meant, though. I think God's expectations is that we stand up and try to right the wrong.
Yeah.
I just do. I think that's right. And again, I'm not biblical. I don't know what it's
No, but
going to be.
if that's what he's putting on your heart, and you
Yeah.
are supposed to send that message, then
Yeah.
that's good that some of us needed to hear it that way.
I feel very called to do it. I'm not really sure why, but maybe it's me whispering to me. Is that it?
While you're sleeping.
Yeah. Hey guys, it's a hour and 52 minutes, but I want to make sure before we get out of here that everybody gets some parting words, and then we're gonna get out of here. We got a septic to put in tomorrow. But Scott, what do you got to say? Any parting words before we get out of here?
Oh, don't start with me.
That's the problem when you sit right across from me.
What does B always say? Go out
Well,
tomorrow.
fine.
No, they go out tomorrow and make something. What do you say? Make tomorrow better than today, or something like that. Sometimes you end it that way, and that's go out and fight the good fight, right? Go out and make friends, change the world, build relationships, get more free.
Nikki, anything you want to say before we leave?
Uh,
You can just say font or pass, or what you can say, go give us help.
building community is important.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
That's,
Good place to
that's all I
start.
have.
Lisa?
I'm gonna build on that.
Okay,
Learning
good.
to work together and realizing what's important, staying focused on what it is you're intent on doing, and stop wearing your feelings on your shoulder, and just be able to take a step back when people are speaking to you, and not always are they trying to be ugly to you, but maybe instructional, and just don't know how to do that in the right way. I'm pretty direct. If you've met me, you know that. But, and just realize that we're in this together.
Yeah.
We might as well be getting along and working together for common goals, not just one common goal, because it's many facets within a community that it takes to be a community. And we all need to work together.
Yeah, love that.
So
Martian Man?
Martian, Martian night.
Martian.
Martian night.
Favorite Martian. Be the mirror that people want to look into.
I like that.
Simple as that. Just be something worth looking into that hopefully you can let off a good reflection back to the ones that are looking at you.
Jen?
This is an old one, and we've always told our kids that, but a gift is something you give without expecting anything in return.
Yeah.
So it blesses your heart for somebody to be able to receive something beautiful. You don't have to expect anything.
Yeah.
Just be that gift to people.
Love that. B?
I was gonna say that God gave his son to die for us. And we need to accept that and take back all of the things that he has promised us. Our health and our freedom and our friends and our community and our, do what you can, soften your heart and do it to others.
And I think I'll leave you guys with this, that our Creator, whatever you view that to be, at the end of the day, wants you to go be intentional. You know, we can go out there, if we can be intentional every single day, live it every single day. We'll help a lot of other people, you know, get freer and freer, and in turn protect ourselves along the way, which I think is a wonderful thing. We'll see everybody in a week. We're gonna go dig a septic system.
Hold the line.
Yeah.
Don't give it in.
They're nuts, guys. I'm not sure I'll make it in the morning.